In the heart of the world's wildest forest, a relentless storm brewed, mirroring the turmoil in the village below. Here, hunger drove men into the unknown. 4 days, the village had nothing left. Not fish, not even a glimmer of hope. The fires burned low, and the silence was heavy with despair. Their children, too weak to play, huddled close, their eyes reflecting the emptiness of their bowls. It was a slow, quiet fading of a community on the brink. Then, on a desperate trek through the sodden jungle floor, the hunters found the footprints of something colossal. The tracks were unlike anything they had ever seen, deep and massive, promising a creature of immense size. This was not just an animal. It was a myth walking through the trees. A spark of possibility ignited in their exhausted hearts. Back at the village, gathered around the dying embers of a fire, a new plan took shape. They knew one hunt could either feed the starving for weeks or end their own lives in a single, brutal moment. With grim determination, they began to prepare, sharpening spears and weaving traps, their movements precise and their faces set like stone. The fate of their people rested on their shoulders. They set out before sunrise, paddling their canoes into the thick, ghostly fog that clung to the river's surface. They moved as one, a silent, tense procession, chasing survival through a world draped in silence. The only sounds were the gentle dip of their paddles and the distant calls of unseen creatures. Every shadow seemed to hold a secret, every ripple in the water a potential threat. Deeper into the jungle they ventured, and the signs became clearer. The forest whispered its secrets to them. A massive branch snapped as if it were a twig, and enormous droppings confirmed the beast was close. The air grew thick with anticipation. The giant was near, and then, through a clearing in the mist, it appeared. Standing at the river's edge, drinking in the first light of dawn, was a moose larger than a buffalo, a creature born of legend. Its sheer scale was breathtaking, an impossible titan of flesh and bone. The hunters froze, their breath caught in their throats, as the magnificent beast raised its head, its massive antlers, like the branches of an ancient tree. Man and beast faced each other. In that suspended moment, they were equals, both hungry, both desperate, both fighting for their place in this world. One spear, thrown with a prayer, broke the silence and unleashed chaos. The moose roared, a sound that shook the very ground, and charged. The jungle erupted into a storm of fury, blood, and survival. Rain began to fall, turning the earth into a treacherous slick of mud. Men shouted, dodging and weaving as the moose fought back with terrifying power, tossing logs with its antlers as if they were kindling. It was a primal dance of death, a brutal clash between the desperate and the powerful. In the height of the chaos, a new strategy emerged. Courage was their only weapon now. One hunter, braver than the rest, broke away, becoming a deliberate distraction, drawing the furious gaze of the giant. This gave another hunter, perched in the branches of a tree, the opening he needed. He aimed a final, decisive spear, his arms steady despite the storm raging around and within him. The forest seemed to hold its breath. When the giant fell, it was not with a sudden crash, but a slow, majestic collapse. The sound of its fall was absorbed by the jungle, and then a profound silence descended. The jungle mourned its fallen king, and in that moment of loss, the village was saved. It was the biggest moose ever seen, its size dwarfing anything from their oral histories. As the hunters gathered around, they measured its antlers, which towered over them like a cathedral arch. Its very existence felt like a message from the forest itself. The journey home was an arduous pilgrimage. They carried home not just meat, but hope, dragging their monumental prize on rafts through the flooded jungle paths. The warm sunset light guided them, painting the water in hues of gold and orange. That night, for the first time in weeks, the drums of life echoed through the village. The air, once filled with despair, was now thick with the scent of roasting meat and the sound of joyous singing. Shadows danced in the firelight as the community celebrated its deliverance. The story of the Great Hunt was not just told, it was carved into wood, a permanent record for the next generation. It became a legend to hunt that fed the starving, a lesson in courage, sacrifice, and the delicate dance of survival. In the Amazon, survival isn't about conquest. It's about balance, a deep and enduring connection between the people and the wild heart of the world. Thank you so much for watching this incredible story of survival. If you were moved by this journey, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more tales from the wildest corners of our planet. We'll see you next time.